Many of us know this weekend as Easter, but here in Mexico it is Semana Santa, which is a week-long celebration full of carnivals, events, and parties. And honestly, it gets a little bit crazy. I didn't really feel safe driving the motorhome on the highways during all the parties, so I kind of just hunkered down in San Ignacio for the week. But we're officially back on the road heading north. I spent the night in this tiny little, mostly abandoned town. The folks that own this restaurant, they let me camp in their backyard last night, which is pretty awesome. But before we leave town, there's something I really want to check out. The reason I don't metal detect most of the places I go is because, it's highly illegal to metal detect a historic site. But I spotted an adobe foundation over here. We're gonna go metal detect it today. The only challenge is gonna be getting across this marsh, maybe? I don't know. I gotta get rid of this e-bike. Don't get stolen. Well, here we go. Once again, everything in the desert just wants to frickin' stab you. Oh, that's not gonna work. No. I can see a clearing just on the other side of these. I'm just gonna tough it out. Here we go. Oh yeah, baby. That was horrendously uncomfortable. Total rattlesnake trail right here. Oh, it's like white hot lava. Oh, I can hardly believe it. We made it. There's a burrow trail. Nice. Look at all these crazy rock formations. Do you guys know what that's from? After many years of somebody studying geology, they could definitely tell you. There it is. It is much larger than I thought. Look at that view. Not so bad. I really do try and live my life without any regrets, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I regret forgetting to bring some water today. Before we start digging some holes, let's take a look at this thing. A couple of interesting things I want to point out here right off the bat. First of all, this rockwork looks very similar to what we saw at the German ghost town outside of Mulegé. Secondly, I found a piece of manganese dioxide purple glass as well as some square nails. So this place could date back as far as the late 1800s. This stuff in Mexico is so new to me, I have no idea how to date it. I'm just trying to piece together some of my knowledge from adventures back in British Columbia. But let's get out the metal detector and see if we can find some treasures. Hear that signal? Definite gold bar. It's a square nail. Had my first really good, consistent hit. It came back as this. No idea what that is. I think it's brass though. Definite ancient gold ring. I knew it. Kind of big though. Must be for something else. This is the old staircase. It's very much covered in dirt now. But look at it. Right up through there. Very cool. There is some iron here, but very little. I still have an hour of hiking out of here and 5 hours of driving, so we're gonna have to get going soon, but let's take a look at some of these treasures. First of all, surprised to be finding a lot of pottery. Even more surprising, there's shells all over this place, and we are like many hours from the ocean. Lots of like just random iron, square nails, and tin. I think the two coolest ones, did find one bullet casing, not sure what caliber. There is no markings on it whatsoever. And then this fitting, or whatever this thing is. Probably like a pressure relief valve for a moonshine still. All in all, pretty good day so far. Let's whip it out of here. I hiked up to the top of the hill to try and map out a route through the prickle maze. I think I found a path that will be better than the way in, but still drastically far from what I would consider to be enjoyable. There's 4 patches like this on the way through if I can stay on this course. I'm going to refer to them as bases. We just slid into second. Oh, coming up on third base here. And touchdown. Happy I had the last week off without any driving, because it gave me time to mentally prepare for the narrowest section of road on the Baja Peninsula. I have been freaking dreading this for months. Got a big rig coming up behind me. He's for sure gonna pass, and with him and myself side by side, if we're touching, we are 17 feet wide. This road from white line to white line is 18 feet wide. It's gonna be fun. Here we go. Thanks, Skinny. It's like I could touch it.
Help me believe life is more than what we've been told it's supposed to be.
That's a close one. Holy frick, would you look at the size of that lake. pushed it all the way back to Puertecitos, where I can have one more visit with everyone's favorite ghost town gal, Miss Xochitl.
See, I'm just drinking my beer like that.
It's a beautiful morning here. We're going fishing.
No worries over nickels and dimes or a 9-to-5 grind. I gotta get loose.
Well, I don't know what happened to Xochi, but she does not seem to be showing up today. And I'm not getting any bites here, so we're moving on without her. I feel kind of bad, but what do you do? Almost 2 hours late. I'm using little blue crocodile. The same one that I caught that last Corvina on, so I know it's a good lure. I should be in a pretty good spot here. Tons of bait fish at the surface and jumping out, and I just saw a Corvina actually jumping out of the water after some bait fish. There's fish jumping all over me. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Oh, I'm gonna get something nice here. Second cast, and the net is at the freaking front. Oh, it's a Sierra. If I can land this fish, this will be my first Sierra. Oh my God. I did it. I freaking did it. Look at this beautiful fish. Unbelievable. So exciting. With this being my first Sierra, I didn't want to try filleting it and risk losing a lot of the meat, so I decided to steak it. And let me tell you, this fish has some beautiful, tender, light meat. And poor Xochi felt so bad about missing our day of fishing. She set me up with everything I need for some nice fish tacos. So let's jump into an episode of the MoHo Cooking Show. Let's start with the pico de gallo. We'll use 2 whole tomatoes. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the vegetables you get here in Mexico are like 100 times better than you're gonna find in the US or Canada, but we're gonna add about 1/2 of an onion. I have to be careful here in Mexico because my body cannot handle nearly as much spice as the locals, but I'm gonna add a bit of pepper in here. Finally, the best flavor, cilantro. For such a simple and easy dish, this has amazing flavor. You probably noticed that we have some limes. We're not gonna add the limes to the pico de gallo, we're gonna add it to the taco at the very end. For the fish, I'm just gonna fry it on really high heat. I'm putting it in avocado oil, and I'm gonna add a little bit of onion and garlic just to flavor the oil a little bit. This being my first time cooking a Sierra, I don't know how long to recommend frying it for, but being such a nice fresh fish, there's nothing wrong with it being undercooked, and I'd rather it be under than over. So I'm gonna do 4 minutes on one side, 3 minutes on the other with a cover on the whole time. For tortillas, I have flour. Just gonna warm it up a little bit in the cast iron pan. This fish was actually quite thick in the center, so I had to pull off a few pieces of meat, cook them for an extra minute, but it is looking perfect. I topped it off with a couple slices of avocado, and finally, the lime. This thing is a masterpiece. I wish there was a way that you guys could even just smell this. It is amazing. But it's time to enjoy it. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footprints. I'll catch you on the next one. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you. And I want to send you off with a little hint to some content that I haven't really announced on the channel yet. I am now producing the Destination Adventure podcast. A brand new episode comes out every Monday on the Patreon page, and it covers all kinds of behind the scenes and bonus content and stuff that doesn't make it into the YouTube videos, as well as a whole bunch of great music that I'm not able to use on the YouTube videos. This week's podcast features my run-in with the cartel out on the ocean here in Mexico. And then Xochitl is driving into San Felipe tonight to be my first guest on the podcast. So I'm very excited about that. And if you guys want to give it a listen, each of these videos have a link down in the description below.
You can find us on our way, forever in a new place. Our tomorrow starts today. We're moving so we can't stay. No paths are the ones we make. We ain't doing the same thing. We escape like renegades, living for the next chase. New horizons calling to us, never stop. Every turn we take is to the great beyond. Breaking up from the cycle into the unknown. Gotta see it all, yeah, we gotta see it all. Like a trailblazer.